Hey, wait, wait. Alrighty. Welcome back to my Twitch. I have had a really slow start today. I went to bed at around, well, 4 in the morning. And the reason why we'll have you, I was trying to clickbait. I I fell asleep at 4 in the morning because it's just me and my sister and my dad home right now. And low-key, we just be staying up. We watched the interview at like well we were watching something else, and then I was like, I gotta go, I'm going to bed. I went and worked on like my thumbnail for my page. First of all, if you're looking at it on desktop, it's literally grainy as I tried forever last night to fix it, and nothing's really working. I'll figure it out, don't worry, I'll figure it out. But basically I was like, hey guys, I gotta go to bed. This is at like 10. They're like, what? It's only 10. I'm like, guys, I'm trying to be an adult. Like, I'm trying so hard to like have a normal sleep schedule. So I was like, no, I'm going to bed. I gotta hold my ground, even though they're really fun to hang out with. So then, anyway, I call my sister at like midnight to show her my graphics, and she's like, come upstairs. I'm hanging out in Dad's room. I'm like, so I was getting FOMO. So I went up, and then I was like, the only way I'll stay up here is if we watch the interview, because I wanted to watch the interview. And then we did, and they had never seen it, and it was honestly a really great family moment, you know? Like, it was fun. So, we did that, and then after that, I just kept staying awake. Honestly, it was a win for self-care because I don't know what possessed me. I was so freaking tired, but I was like, take a shower, put my hair oils in. This is not grease. Maybe it's a little grease. Sue me. But I did my hair care stuff and then like braided my hair and went to bed. I was gonna try to clean my room at 4 in the morning. So, today, that brings me to what we're doing today. We're gonna read Reddit stories, and in between, I'm gonna clean sections of my room. Yes. Do I think the parts of me cleaning will be the most entertaining thing you've ever seen? Absolutely not. So, after I post this VOD, next week I'm gonna practice editing. I'm gonna practice editing. So, I'll just speed those parts up or cut them out entirely. But I do think it's kind of helpful to have some simultaneous, like, what's it called? When you have ADHD and you like match up, like having someone there with you in the room makes you be way more productive. I don't know what that's called. Why do I want to say parallel play? That's not it. That's not it. But you know what I'm talking about. You get like executive dysfunction, all of a sudden you got someone in the room and you're like, I could fly right now. I could actually fly. I could just run really fast and I would spread my wings and go. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. If you are watching this raw, like just raw footage, just the VOD, then you're really cool for that and you're really brave. And in between when I'm doing my cleaning, I hope that you're doing something good for yourself as well. Whether that's eating a snack, whether that's also cleaning, whether that's doing your hair care, your skin care, playing basketball, random, doing a little workout, making a filet mignon. Like, I don't know, but like just doing a dance. Just do something in between. So I'm gonna. Oh, hey! We've got MK5 Sophia in the chat. Wasn't trying to ignore you, Queen. But yeah, we're about to get started. So, since MK5 Sophia is in the chat, I'm gonna ask her which subreddit she thinks that I should read. Because I have. Let me see which ones I've joined today. Because I cultivated a little bit of a vibe, but I don't know, like, which one I'm gonna do. Okay, so I have r/food service. Adrian doesn't want to play basketball. Me and MK5 Sophia, my sister, we're gonna go to the gym late at night and play basketball. And I told it to my boyfriend because he's like exiled for literally a day because we wanted to hang out, and he's been at the house for like 2 months straight. Even though we love him to death, we just want some sister time, and he has to do a bunch of stuff too down where he lives. And then I told him we were gonna play basketball, and he literally said, "Well, I want to play basketball. I wish I could play basketball with you guys. It's so sad and wholesome. I wish I could play. It was giving that, so I was like, oh shoot, I feel bad. But he said he has basketball shoes and he's gonna bring them for tomorrow, and hopefully we can all go tomorrow. Anyway, the three options we have for Reddit stories: pro revenge. I love revenge. Like, I'm a firm believe like I believe in karma, but not in the same way. Crazy boy mom story time. That's good. Okay, crazy boy. This is the other ones though. Okay, so pro revenge, food service stories, because I mean that's my cup of tea. But and then r/embarrassing. But now I want to do. I'm gonna give the people what they want. I'm gonna look up crazy boy moms. Crazy boy moms. Let's see what comes up. Um, should I just do of all time? There is, okay, guys, let's see. It was so funny, you gotta go. Okay, love you. Good luck getting your phone. She saved up her money and she's getting a new phone. Heck yeah. Okay. There's a Reddit called Shiz Mom Groups Say. Should I do this one? You know what? I'd rather just read, now that my sister's out of the chat. Sorry, bro. I'm gonna do revenge. Pro revenge. So this is r/pro revenge. I am gonna just read it seems it's organized it by best posts, and I'm just gonna read those. So let's start with one, and then I'm gonna do a blitz clean, and we'll show you that too. I'm gonna have to bring like my computer over, so the lighting's probably gonna be bad. You're gonna see some stuff that I wish no one would ever see. It's really bad and it's like really dirty in here. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's everything and the likes of it all. Also, one more thing I'm gonna do. I think when I record, no, it's actually not working. Okay, so when I record these VODs and when I put the VODs onto, let's see. How do I get this to work, yo? Yo, like, chat appearance. What I'm trying to do is get the chat on my video. I know that these are like such like silly little things, but I just don't know how to do these things. So I can't get it. Oh, right. Whatever. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out next time. I swear, guys, I will try to figure it out over the weekend is actually what I'm gonna promise. Oh, and also I broke my promise already, which is totally fine because I'm still on here. But I did not stream at 1:30 Mountain Standard Time. I already explained why. So, let's get into it. Let's go. r/pro revenge. User is u/little bitty pretty one. 47 days ago. And they are a top 1% poster. So, they be on here. Okay, buckle up, this is a long one. Okay. Once upon the before time in 2015, okay, 2016 trend, I'm gonna try to stay on top. I'm gonna read each paragraph and then I can pipe up. Okay. I worked my way through nursing school as a waitress in a restaurant. This restaurant did not advertise they prided themselves on word of mouth for their popularity. This is important. Okay, we got a ma and pa restaurant. I had been there for several months at this point and had proved myself reliable and knowledgeable enough to help train new waiters, not technically a trainer, but could be relied upon to support new workers once the trainer set them loose. Okay, so we've got a helpful hand. I worked in the food industry for a very long time. We got your classic. I don't want the responsibility. I don't want the heat. I don't need to do all that. I'm busy. I'm a nursing student, but I know what I'm doing. Okay, so we had one older guy who had just been released. He was a little awkward, little shy, and worried about mistakes. Absolutely expected. And he was great to work with. Okay. On the night of our tale, On the night of our tale. Why do I want to read it in like a Scottish accent now? On the night of our tale. I can't do a Scottish accent. What the? I think I got Brookie on my. We ordered Chili's last night. I think I got the Brookie cookie, the brownie cookie, or the whatever cookie on my arm. It smells like cookie. Let me just roll that up. The night of our tale, he was in the section next to mine, easy to keep an eye on and easy to hop in and prop him up when he hit the weeds. This was his first night with his own complete section. Weeds would abound. I was ready. What does that mean? What he wasn't ready for was his first demanding round table of about 6 people, 20-somethings with attitude. Nightmare, nightmare. He came to me worried and confused. They want XYZ, but I don't think that's on our menu, right? She says we have the ingredients and just make it. That the other location makes it all the time. Okay. One thing about the food service industry is a lot of the time, first of all, if you're an asshole, then no one's gonna actually go out of their way to do anything for you. But a lot of it, if you're, especially if you're working, this one's a mom and pop place, which could be even more strict actually. But I worked for a franchise. They are so specific about why you ring certain things up in the register because we have to track every product we're using. So if you want to come in and make it a freaking Zupas, if you want to go to Chuckarama, you got to go there because I can't put in the register that you had like several thousand pounds of beef and like some pickles or something when it's not on the menu. There's nowhere for me to put it, and it's not. You can't really go in unless you're a manager at some places. You can't really go in and price change all that easily. You're catching smoke. Your manager's like, uh, why are we missing 1,000 pieces of bacon in inventory this week? And you're like, oh, well, a group of 20-somethings asked me to give them 1,000 pieces of bacon, but I charged them, like, how much it would be worth, and they're like, I don't care, to ruin inventory, and you're fired. That's a little bit dramatic, but that could happen. Okay. Yes, I could have taught him to stand his ground, but nerves and first night with your own section isn't the time for this to go over well. So I told him to ask the back line and see if they were willing. If not, I would talk to the table. Cooks were fine with it, basically a wrap if I remember correctly, so no problem from our end. Perfect. Easy. Blessing. This was apparently the cue for the leader of the table to demand something every time he came to the table. As soon as he brought the last requested item, she needed something else. I thought it was possible and had been keeping an eye on him. Seeing his panicked face, sorry, I thought she spelled that wrong. Seeing his panicked face, I gave him a nod and started checking in on his other tables, slotting them into my own table cycles. Reasons I'm paired with him. This carried on for their entire meal. Incredibly needy and, demanding of his. Why can't I read? Okay. Incredibly needy and demanding his full attention with zero apology or kindness. I made sure to catch him in the back to prepare for possibly getting no tip, but to calm the panic and to remind him I would not be touching the tips from his other tables. That is so nice. So she's doing the most. She's like, "We got this. We're helping you. It's not gonna affect your pay." Okay. Honestly, poor guy looked like he was about to quit on the spot. This leader was rude and I like how they're calling them the leader. Because we all know the leader of the group, you know? This leader was rude and impatient and gave him no space to breathe. I was his emotional support animal at this point, but knowing he was at least twice my age made it even worse for him. Oof. That sucks. Sorry, man. The table had come in close to the end of the night and ended up staying past our section's closing. So they were the last table on our side of the restaurant, perks of closing with a new waiter getting cut early. That's when he came to me asking how to do an employee discount, and they wanted to use more than one on a single ticket. Was that okay? I was confused. Wait, employee? That's when he shared that she had spent the entire meal berating and making fun of him because one, she was a trainer at our other location, and two, he was the worst waiter she had ever seen. Holy smokes. Like I said, I worked for a franchise. If Oh, Claus would be out. Claus would be out. Okay, because what in the entitled, like, I bet you that they are just the most annoying. They're either a shift lead at the other restaurant, like, and they abuse the power and they're only a shift lead because they're fucking short staffed and they're just, like, trying to make do. Country girls make do. Or, God forbid, they are an actual manager and they are making everyone's life a living hell. That pisses me off so bad, and I feel so bad for this poor man. Listen, I have put up with some of the, like, if we're gonna be for real, some of the worst and the most incompetent employees ever. But if you came at them crazy without intent to help and train, unless they were like, unless their demeanor, their attitude, they were totally like rude and they sucked or something, then it's like, okay, go for it. But if you're not trying to lead with being helpful, you have no business in any space or job. Like, what is the point? And this happens a ton with food service the industry things. The ego on people who we're all making $15 an hour. Okay, one of us is not better than the other. We're all just sitting here grinding. We're all just trying to make rent. We're all just chilling. So, what makes you so much more qualified? We're all, at the end of the day, we're all serving the same people. We're all making the same food. So, this girl's going, duh. Okay. No wonder the other location made her special meals, and zero surprise, he was such a wreck. Poor guy. On top of that, she was claiming there were multiple birthdays in the group, so free cakes all around, and she wants the birthday song immediately. Holy. Side note, has anyone ever been to Texas Roadhouse? They sing a birthday song that is atrocious. If I edit this and put it on, I'm gonna insert a video that I took about a month ago at the local Texas Roadhouse. It was someone's birthday. He couldn't have been more than 18 years old. He was so excited to have the birthday song. They make you go sit on a freaking fake, what are the horsey things? Saddle. They make you sit on a saddle, and they're like, happy birthday, happy birthday. This is Texas. Ooh. And then everyone goes, it is the most overstimulating and ungodly, unnatural thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not a fun ruiner. It's just there's a vibe about it that is just dark sided. So I don't even know. I mean, I love attention. I would love for on my birthday every single person I ever see to give me a small token of their love and tell me happy birthday and say I look pretty. That being said, I would never want a birthday song in a restaurant, especially if they're closing and you've been rude to the waiter the whole time. You want them to sing to you? It's like gotta be. She's like getting off to it. That's gotta be some sort of kink. Am I right? Like, what is going on? And you just know she knows the rules. It's like when you have a job and you know how to like cut corners on like the system or something like that. It's like, oh, like actually just do this. Like she's totally completely taking advantage of the company, which I'm remembering. They said, remember this. It's a small company. It's like local, and she's taking advantage of this poor man. Okay. On top of that, she was claiming there were multiple. I already read that. To say I was livid is saying lava is warm. I was ready to throw hands for this poor man, period. Instead, I told him to prep the cakes but don't go out yet. I would get the boss about the employee discount, not needed. We could do it ourselves, but this was such a special case. And I would gather the workers for the birthday song. Okay. I would start singing a roast song, personally. Holy smokes, this is super long. I'm gonna have to lock in and just read and give my opinion after. Managers there were absolutely amazing. We loved each one, and all of them had our backs. Very rare in restaurants, so this almost the best part. Girl, it's not me. It's you. This writing, I can't. I gave the front end boss a quick rundown of the table's antics. Remember the word of mouth restaurant mentality? Yeah, boss was not having a restaurant employee acting so cruelly, even if she wasn't his employee. I asked permission for what I wanted to do. He smiled and gave permission as he grabbed the employee numbers given for the discounts, which that trainer would have known could not be stacked, and told me he had a boss to boss phone call to make. Ooh, they're colluding against you, girl. I then ran to every employee I could grab. Remember, half the restaurant was closing down, so we had several people available, including a dishwasher, and gave them each the fastest explanation of the table and the plan. And then I told the poor nerve-wracked server that we were ready to drop cakes. Why is that so funny? We're ready to drop cakes. Release the cakes. We're ready. Release the cakes. The crowd that arrived to that six-person table was honestly the largest we have ever had for a birthday song. The concept. The concept. And I'm pretty confident the largest that restaurant will ever have. We served free cakes in front of every seat, and leader had the most self-satisfied smirk as we all grinned ecstatically and lined up to sing. And oh, did we sing! We all sang that birthday song as loud as possible. Please, please do recall they were the last table in the section, and for your imaginings, I should mention this table was in the corner as well. So while we were screaming the birthday song, it was bouncing back from the corner as well, and it was an excruciatingly long song. See, I knew it was going to be given Texas Roadhouse. Their smiles dropped immediately, and hands covered their ears as they jumped with the audio onslaught. I know it hurt my ears, and that pain is something that still makes me smile to this day. We all stood there, giant group, happily screaming our restaurant's special happy birthday song, and it still warms my heart a decade later. More than that, we were gathering and planning and destroying eardrums. Our boss was making phone calls in the office. Yes, he called her restaurant manager and informed them of her behavior. And no, she didn't get stacked employee discounts. She didn't get her discount at all. I know because I was there when she was handed the phone from my front end manager at the host desk and when she started to cry and tried to make her excuses for why she shouldn't be fired. But the general manager, one step below owner, since this was a small company with very few locations, had already been called. Her employee number had been shared, and she was done. I'm not psychic. She could have gone back to her home location and convinced someone to hire her back. Anything is possible. But I know how she treated this poor guy. I know how I told the tale to my boss, and I know the quiet rage he so rarely touched when it was rage. I would have almost given up joining in that screaming song to be able to hear those phone calls. Almost. Wow. That is the best. And this it shows that she's a good person because you know, we hear some stories like some people can be pretty vindictive, like they'll triple down, like I don't know, like I love that. This is pro revenge, so like this is pretty light, like singing really loud, like oh. But when you're in the moment, especially coworker to coworker, she knew what she was doing and she knew what she was doing. And that just had to feel so good. Just scream singing. That's definitely something I would do. Definitely. Because you don't if you're a good worker, you have like an innate sense of like integrity. Even if you're an absolute crash out type of person in real life, at work you're just like I couldn't do that though. Like I have to keep true to my own heart. So that was a pretty good one. That was very, very light. The top comment is that was very much worth the read. Well done. So, like, no shade, but I mean, it was worth the read, but it was not. I'm kind of looking for something a little bit more gritty, a little bit more grimy, a little bit insane. Like the word revenge seems a little bit more intense than singing a happy birthday song very loud. So, I don't know. Also, after this, guys, I'm gonna take a bathroom break, and then I am going to clean a little bit and then read another Reddit story. So also, I am in the process of making over the weekend my own music for this channel for my socials and stuff. So then while I'm gone, it'll be like music and won't be so freaking awkward because I'm just gonna put up a thing that says starting soon. But yeah, I really gotta go to the bathroom. I haven't been eating enough fiber, and let's just say it's becoming an issue. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what we're dealing with. Okay. So remember I said my boyfriend's been here for like a month straight? I wasn't lying. So it it's when you're just having fun, you're just chilling, you're hanging out, and things get a little out of control. His side of the bed looks virtually untouched, but I've just been chilling and I'm not giving an absolute flip about anything. So I'm gonna clean a little bit. I feel like this is like not, I'm like just recording it so it's on stream. But I don't really want to clean on stream because I'm not because I'm embarrassed, but because of this is boring. Maybe I'll just go, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna hit the ground. I'm gonna find everything on the ground and move it, and I'll show you what it is. That sounds good. Let's start with a hair tie. Found it. Cool. Set that right there. Next we have part of a ribbon. Right? Go that way. A little whatever. Um, this paper towel roll that has been on the ground for who knows how long. I'm gonna save it for watercoloring. And I'm just gonna shove that in there. Dry shampoo. K18 Astro Lift. Putting those away. My sports bra. I've been looking for that. I'm gonna make a dirty clothes pile right over here. Boom. A used face exfoliant wipe. Okay. Ooh, what's in here? All the skin products my dad gave me. My dad was at the mall in Las Vegas and it was my little sister's birthday and you could pay like $1, $3, $5 or like $20 or something, like different increments to spin this wheel. But no one was doing it, I guess. Like, I don't know, like the guy running it, like the mall people were like, no one was like really doing it that day. So I guess they were like giving them extra stuff and they started winning like a bunch of stuff that's like really high value. So then my dad was just looking like, this is a good deal. I'm gonna keep spinning. So he kept spinning. And so he kept spinning. And basically he got all these products like from what is it? Elemis? Can't see that. Elemis? I don't know, but I was using them and they were awesome and my dad's awesome, so he was like, just take them. So I found that bag. So I'm gonna set this on my bed so that I use that. We got shorts. We got a t-shirt. Dirty. We got shorts. We got another bra. We got my purse. We've got leggings with the underwear still in them. Took those off in a hurry, evidently, so. We got a Pilates sock. Yeah, I got grippy Pilates socks. Do I do Pilates? No. But do I do mat work and yoga shit in my room and I don't know what I'm doing? I'm just moving? Yes, and it's awesome to move your body even if you don't know what you're doing. Okay. This I'm scared to open. So, I usually I've conquered my fear of returning things to Amazon because sometimes it's just so freaking overwhelming. But I didn't know you could go to Whole Foods and just have them go beep and you can just give it to them and they ship it for you. Didn't know that. So once I figured that out, things got a lot easier. Right now I'm in a slump because I had to return these pillow shams, but the only available place to do it the quickest is Kohl's. I haven't been in a Kohl's since I was like 10. And the thought of Kohl's and Kohl's cash is just freaky to me. It's too much. So I haven't gone and returned that, and it's kind of set me back in my returns, if you know what I mean. Luckily, they give you like a long time to return stuff. I gotta check if that's up though, because the pillow shams came. I thought they were pillows. No, they were just the shams. I'm like, I don't have pillows to put in the shams, and I'm not gonna buy. I could buy pillows to put in the shams. Maybe I will keep them. But anyway, I wanted to get like a workout set. Let's just open it. I wanted to get a workout set that was like cute and it was like just really cute. I literally I don't do anything. Well, I do. Like I love to like be like cute and like look good and like be like awesome and like wear cool clothes and I love that stuff. But I genuinely just do it for me. I was talking about this yesterday. I just things just have to be right with me. To be right. So I got this. Oh my gosh, wait, is it cute? Wait, it's actually so cute. So I got this literally. I don't have a gym membership. I just work out at home, but I just wanted to like look cute at home. Okay, look, because I would never wear this to a gym. No shade if you would, But it's like, oh, that's a bra. Holy smokes, it's so cute. It's a bra and it's layered with like a brown. It's like brown. And it comes with leggings. Oh no. It has the ruching. That kind of looks like an asshole. It smells fine. You know how sometimes clothes come and they smell like really crazy? Oh my. Oh, I thought there was a piece of string on there. I thought it was a dead spider. I was like, no, no way. They shipped a spider from China. They didn't. So anyway, we'll see how that looks. It seems as if these are. I hope they're long enough, cause if a legging hits me just below like half calf, it makes me feel really uncomfortable because I have very strong calves. Ooh. So sometimes it just looks like all of a sudden I've gotten like a wooden leg. No shade if you have a wooden leg. It's just giving pirate in a way that I did not want. Okay, moving on next. This is clean, believe it or not. Yeah, just triple checking. But I put it over here because I was gonna wear it the other day, and it's clean. It's a little wrinkly. Who cares? So I'm gonna lay that on the bed. Guys, look at these. I've been breaking them in. My boyfriend's really outdoorsy. He's like into hiking. For Christmas, he got me an Osprey backpack for backpacking. Like I knew we were gonna be hiking and backpacking like during this like spring, summer, fall, whatever. And I'm excited about that because that's always been like my true nature, but I'm just kind of lazy piece of shit. And so sometimes I just don't like whatever. But I really locked in on working out and getting stronger. That's been my number one goal. For like, I don't know, like 3 months, I've just been like, bro, I gotta get strong. I gotta have stamina. I gotta be the best version of myself. I'm 27 now. I gotta freaking lock in before I turn 30. Anyway, I got these nice hiking boots and I've been breaking them in. So I have them by my bed because if I'm like running to the store or like I don't care. I'm just gonna wear these, like no matter if they match the fit or not. I need to break them in. And also with the backpacking, I've been using a weighted vest to like do everything with, but I'm about to like just actually not have a care in the world, and I think I'm gonna start walking around my neighborhood with the huge ass backpack with stuff in it and the weighted vest and in these shoes. Baptism by fire, I've really got to lock in because if I'm on a hike with him or a backpacking thing, because he's done it his whole life. His family's like the type that's like, they do stuff. My family's the type that, like I was describing earlier, we stay up till 4 in the morning and we order Chili's and we pig out and we watch the interview. So this is kind of foreign for me. So I really need, it's going to be an adjustment, a positive one. Not in a changing myself for a relationship guy type of way. In a way, this is clearly this is just a good thing to be doing, right? It's healthy, it's fun. I love nature. This will be cool. So anyway, these are um the shoes I got. They were extremely expensive. So sorry, like you know what I mean? You know when you show something you get and it's like expensive and you're like, or slash it by the asshole. You know? There's an innate guilt I'll get sometimes if I get something too expensive, but it's like at the same time it's like whatever. Whatever. But anyway, I got these I'm 27, but I live at home. There was a I won't go into any detail, but there was uh I was wronged in a way, and I don't like asking for stuff. Like I don't I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not someone's like, "Can you buy me this? Can you do this for me? Can you buy me this?" Like I don't like doing that. I'm pretty independent, but I straight up bamboozled my dad. I was like, "Dude, you owe me one, and I want these shoes." He was like, "Fair enough." And so he got me the shoes. They're like $250. But and I like really egged it on too. Like I was like not myself, but it was honestly awesome. Like it kind of opened my eyes. I'm like people should be kind of doing this. Like gotta ask for stuff more because I don't know. I never ask for like real big stuff from people I know. Like I'll do whatever in public to random people. It doesn't matter. It's funny. But I was like, well, like I've this is my future. Like if I'm gonna be with Adrian and we're gonna be hiking and like I need to break these shoes in. I need to like I've been working out. Like this is so good for my longevity. It's all so good. I'm gonna live forever if I work out. And he was like, oh, okay, like I'll get the shoes. So I got the shoes. And he got me some nicotine pouches because I was trying to quit vaping. Those didn't last very long. Anyway, got these shoes. I'm gonna go put them where the shoes go while I'm thinking about it. Give me a minute. And don't analyze the floor too much. Alright, alright, alright. Okay, I've got my fan here. Just gonna move that. It's like we got a jewel pod, Band-Aid wrapper, and a paper towel, and a lip liner. Lip liner. Bye-bye. Oh, another Amazon package. Let me put you on this. I got these, so these are, you know when you get something on Amazon and like, it'll be like half the price of something at the mall, but you're like, oh my, that's so expensive. You know what I mean? I got this wrap, this shawl wrap thing for like working out. Because if I'm gonna be doing like athleisure stuff, I want to feel cute. I got one in black and it was the most darling thing ever, so then I ordered it in pink. I think this was $24. And it's really not that high quality, but it's like actually so cute. So, okay, you won't be able to see it like really. So it's like once it's not wrinkly, and then it wraps. Trying this, the concept of trying this over my sweatshirt. Okay, so stick the wrap in here. And then you wrap it. It covers the other side as well. And it's just cute to like throw on a little extra layer over like your workout outfit. I don't know, adds a little pop of like, what? I'm actually feeling darling today. So that's what I'm doing. This is laundry that I have not put away. It's clean, and I have to put this away because I have to fold more laundry. And I have to do more laundry. And I have limited time because my mom's out of town, and I don't like doing laundry when she's home because I don't know. Does anyone relate? Like, it's like I don't want to be in the laundry room while she's doing laundry. Like, I don't know. So here's all my laundry. I'm gonna set this on the bed near my closet so that I can load that afterwards. Okay, guys, look, we're making progress. Look, we can see the floor. Great. So here's my makeup bag. I'm gonna pull that up and just kind of scoot this away so it's not so overwhelming. Okay, guys, we're close. Headband. Again, I wear these when I work out and it makes me feel darling. Wanna see? Meanwhile, I'm alone. But it's so important to do things that make you feel darling when you're alone. I'll wear this for the rest of the video. I have my headband. Okay, then I've got my other purse. I'll have to do a purse, like do purses today. Cool. Um, trash, 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 trash. My Chicago Bear shirt. I don't know anything about sports, but for some reason, every time I get like a sport paraphernalia, I'm always like, oh, this is so cute. And I realize I looked at all of them and they're all Chicago Bears. So I'm thinking about coming up with some sort of fake backstory for when I'm out. Like, yeah, I'm from Chicago, like, fuck. And also Freddie Gibbs is like one of my favorite rappers, and he was like hella blowing up my Twitter feed talking about the Chicago Bears game, and I was like, wait a minute, me too, I'm a fan too. I literally don't know jack shit about that. Boom. So, got shampoo, trash, another jewel pod, another jewel pod, my Ipsy box that I already opened, making sure I don't throw anything away. Boom, boom, boom. I got these makeup brushes in my Ipsy, and this palette. It's really darling. I have like a million palettes like this, but they have a lilac and a blue. So I was like, that's cute. We'll put those in there. Um, okay, oh shoot. Oh no. We've got an under the bed situation. Oh no. We got a situation. Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore. Okay, sock, dirty. More trash. I'm going crazy now. I'm going ham. I want this done. Red Bull can. Ola Hedgeston lip combo thing. Lip treatment. Pen. Toilet paper. The brightest flashlight you've ever seen in your life. My dad got it for me in case there was an intruder. There's no shooter, Kate. It's the brightest flashlight in the world, and you can adjust it. You can go small. Look, let's see. You can go small, and you can go big. I was like, that's awesome. This is totally gonna save my life. So anyway, got a flashlight. Medication, water bottle, chargers that are hanging off. Okay. This is a bin that I was gonna like organize stuff into, and then I had it on my bed, but it was like, when these stupid bins are like cute, but then they like flake off and there's wood everywhere, and then you go lay your bed and you get a splinter. Just me. So I didn't put it on my bed, but I am gonna set it on my bed and not move it, as to not get wood everywhere. Okay, got my electrolyte hydration mix that I couldn't find for a while, so that's good to know. Lint roller, I'm gonna set that in here too. My boots, a tiny smidge left of the Elf Power Grip primer, another hair tie. I'm gonna put my boots where the shoes go. Artiste board for my watercolors. I'm gonna have to find like a long-term storage for this. And actually, the ergonomics, they perfectly fit up there. This is hanging off the floor, so it counts. And then I have oh 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 I have a nail Dremel. Because I do my own nails sometimes, but I haven't been because I'm trying to learn guitar. Okay, cool. There's my trash. And I'm gonna put my shoes away. And the floor is done in this corner, guys. The floor is done in this corner. I cannot stress enough how much the floor is done. Oh, I was like, there's something there. It's just the tabs of these shoes. Okay, put these shoes away, and then we're gonna do another Reddit story. Ooh, la la. Ooh, la la la. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay. Wow. Cool. Got a roll. This is my stool for makeup. Roll that over. Oh no. We got a situation. Okay, see, I can't stop doing that. Okay. Floor's done. Whoa, what a workout. This mic up. Cool. Alright, let's get back to Reddit, y'all. Be honest, does this actually look dumb? No, it doesn't. Like, it's only, you know what I noticed though? It looks dumb if it's like this, but if you have it slightly over your ears, it's like, I'm an angel, you know? It's gonna, oh my, okay. The sheer force I just used. Wow. Okay, so let's do back to Pro Revenge. Pro Revenge. Okay, the story when me and my ex-girlfriend tricked an internet creep into snorting baking soda. This is the type of thing I love. Alright, this is my first post in this group. This is by in Pro Revenge by candid underscore umpire 6418. This is my first post in this group. I really hope you agree that this is pro revenge material and that you will enjoy it. I love that preface. It's like, please, hope I'm doing this right. um, it's a long ride, but I hopefully I hope you'll find it worth the read, and apologies in advance for my grammar as English is not my primary language. It's so hot. I gotta turn this on. I feel like that might be loud. It's just so hot. I love when people say that because then they'll be like the most well-spoken person in this fucking whole thing. I promise you. Like legit, they are just it's they just are always better than like native English speakers for some reason. You trying to stay cute? Okay. Um, First off, the backstory. This took place in the early days of the interwebs. Don't you know enough English to say that? That's cringe. Please, please, please don't say that. Around the autumn of 1999, when HTML coded chats became very popular. For you youngins, we're dealing with a Gen X, we're dealing with a millennial, and I'm gonna look past that. It's totally chill. It's just like, I'm gonna end up saying, I'm gonna slip up when I'm older. I'm gonna say like 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", 17, 38. Like, I'm gonna be annoying too, so this is fine. For you youngins, these spaces would be considered a pinnacle of free online speech. Today, as they were 100% unmoderated and they didn't log any personal data or that you registered an account. Oh, baby, it's the Wild West. Baby, it's the Wild West. Okay, it was extremely basic to use, and as you just had to write what your session screen name was, and that was it. So anyone who wanted to be a creep, abusive, or toxic could do this without any real life consequence, which led to a lot of unwanted contacts. Scary. It's like the dark web, for real. Their MO was basically to use the whisper function, aka old school DM, where you still wrote in the group chat, but only the recipient could see it. Especially girls and young women were targeted, and although these chats didn't support any images, it was pretty common to exchange email addresses to keep in touch. So lo and behold, a low pixel pic was received. So it's no secret, men have always been dogs. One time I was on Twitter and a girl got sent one of those and she just straight up posted it on Twitter. It's like, oh, more power to you. And he was like, please take it down, which is like, I mean, that's controversial. That's controversial. But stop doing that. Don't do that. That's bad. Do you know that? Like, you're bad if you do that. It's like really bad. It's not just like, oh, they're definitely gonna want to see that. Let me tell you, I'm bisexual, but I think all of my purely straight girlfriends would agree no one at all, like, unless you, like, are with someone or you've been with someone, like, those are not, like, they're not, like, these. They're not, like, overtly pleasant to look at. Like, you know how you see, like, girls in the Met Gala and their dresses sheer and everyone's like, oh, she ate down, she looks beautiful. If a man's pants were sheer, I don't feel like we'd think the same about it. There's just something slightly off. Not that every person their body parts are not, beautiful in their own right, but if they're shared um without consent, that's a major problem. And also on top of it, there are levels to this, and if that is shared without consent, it's just extra jarring and aggressive because we live in a misogynistic society, and those are tools to use that are used to literally attack us. Whoa, got kind of deep. Anyway, this meant that we users needed to figure out ways to self-moderate chats. The most common way to protect ourselves was to create online communities on a separate website, often using the name of the particular chat room where you hanged out. Our name was the attic, for example. As this was before the use of registration, a membership would be granted if you were active and endorsed by another member. Okay, so you gotta know someone to get in. We had member lists containing our nickname. I think my cat just farted. Oh! Dude, she accidentally ate a huge piece of bacon. I was eating bacon and eggs. I left the bacon. Her tiny eye just like took it and ran away. And then ate it, supposedly. Okay, so that stinks bad. Um so we had member lists containing our nicknames, a bulletin where we warned about known creeps, lists on how to behave, early netiquette. The net, get it? And other ways to support each other. An example, he sounds like a great guy. An example on how we could make a creep leave the chat was to coordinate in the chat and send hundreds of whisper messages using Control V, flooding their screen with a wall of repetitive text that only they could see. 95% of the creeps gave up as their connection would suffer. Our attic was known as the safest place among these chat rooms. Okay. Some creeps though were a bit more slippery and still managed to trick victims to share personal info. So it was a constant battle to come up with new, different, and often very creative and funny ways to combat these creeps. Now, let me present the actors in this story. I, male 20, met my then girlfriend, female 21, through a physical meetup that was organized by this specific community. We would meet up once or twice per year, traveling from all over the country just to meet up and then hang around for a weekend, partying or doing fun stuff at amusement parks or other places. Okay, that sounds I'm wondering what the hell this community is that like made y'all bond. You know what I mean? Like, what was the commonality, or is it just like if you fuck with our vibe, like come, you know? Like, did I miss something? Like, is there like a common interest? Not sure. Okay. So, my GF was one of the first members in this community and was well-known user in the chat for being really tough and creative when dealing with creeps. A standing joke was that she was more evil than the devil. Okay, this is about to be real pro revenge. She was more evil than the devil. Uh, for justice or like, because the devil, to my knowledge, just kind of devils out for like everything. Hopefully, she's deviling for good. Now for the pro revenge part. The creeping question. Let's call him Farmer Bob. Call him Farmer Bob, for instance. You know, just like Farmer Bob. Let's call him that. Was one of the creeps who was a bit slippery. He managed to become a member without any of us suspecting a thing. His creepiness was very low key, and and only after some of the younger members started to report getting emails and unwanted messages, me and GF decided to act. We started out by her pretending to be a naive new user, and we managed to get him interested. Okay, catfish. After some back and forth, we managed to get some basic info about him and even some personal info. Okay, doxing, sorta. For example, we learned that he was living in the rural areas of the country and he claimed to be wealthy as he owned a cattle farm. Hence, Farmer Bob. Okay, I get it, but like, I don't know. Bob. Bob. I'm gonna name him Bob. Ooh, tough one. Okay. Um, let's see. I lost my train of thought. Hey. Ooh. Guys. Okay, found it. We soon realized that he was extremely stupid, seeming to be lacking in both social skills and basic education. He bragged about always wearing wooden shoes and how the females loved to be effed by him while wearing them. Okay, I'm really trying to get through this story, like just read it and like keep my opinions down as much as like within reason. But he bragged about always wearing wooden shoes and how the females loved to be effed by him while wearing them. The fuck's a wooden shoe? What is a wooden shoe? Does it sound like this when you walk? What's a wooden shoe? Was it a clog? I'm imagining a box on a foot with no insole and no grip. I hope I'm right. Okay, after some more back and forth, my GF got bored and decided to just F it, let's go all in. So my girlfriend pretended to be interested in maybe hooking up, but only if he could offer some cocaine. Am I allowed to say that? Only if he could offer some snow, as it always made her super gagged. Whoa. To our surprise, he took the bait and that he couldn't afford it, despite bragging about being a wealthy cattle farmer just an hour earlier. He also slipped by telling her that his parents would be out of town the coming weekend. Dude literally forgot he claimed to be the owner of the bloody farm. Of British. Like, now I know you're British. Now I want to read it in British accent. Dude literally forgot that he had claimed to be the owner of the bloody farm. Anyway, GF felt that she wanted to just exaggerate the crap out of him, and she wrote something like, "But Farmer Bob, didn't you know that if you mix 3 parts baking soda with 1 part vanilla sugar, then you would get a rush equal to the rush, but with a nice aftertaste? It's also way cheaper." Well, yeah. Side note, if you want to make vanilla sugar, guys, you just get fresh vanilla beans and then you just kind of cut them open and you can just set them in a jar of sugar and leave them there and it infuses them, just shake it up. And it's really yummy. Okay. We thought this was so over the top that the game would be up and that he would finally realize that GF was just trolling by now. Instead, he told us that he had forgotten about that DIY snow trick. Classic. Me when I lie. Me when I'm 10 and I want to pretend I knew something. Someone when I was 10 could be like, "Oh, like Kim Jong-un is like the dictator of North Korea." And I'd be like, "Yeah, I knew that. I already knew." So, that's kind of what he's giving. And he thanked my GF for reminding him about it. GF convinced him that he had to be sure to make a batch before she booked a train ticket, and he had to make sure it was of good quality. He promised her that he would make a batch right away and try it out later that evening, and we logged out. Fast forward to a couple of days, believing him to have realized that GF had been trolling him, we got an email written in all caps, something like, You made my nose bleed, you MFB. I had to visit a clinic because of you." Visit a clinic. Go to the freaking clinic because you said something that was completely stupid and I fell for it, etc. He was so furious and accused her of tricking him. No shiz, Sherlock. But wait, my fellow Redditors, this wasn't even the best part. We not only managed to somehow convince him that he must have gotten the mix wrong, we made an outlandish claim that she used the DIY nose candy all the time in her side gig, which was to pursue a star in German amateur spanking adult content that she sold to tourists from all over Europe. Maybe she is the devil. This is that's a crazy lie. Where do you think of that? Why is it so steamy? Like, well, I guess because he's trying to hook up, but whatever. To prove this, we recorded an extremely stupid and blatantly obvious fake trailer for our big hit, Spankin' Mine SHEI symbol that looks like a capital BE. Have no idea what that is. I don't subscribe to Germany. My GF's younger brother asked for him and his friend to star in it. So the scene is her. Okay, this is turning horrific. So the scene is her bed, her brother, pretending to be a random dude, sitting there with his friend laying on his stomach over his lap, both fully dressed and pretending to be my GF as he had long curly hair. Using, guys, using a wooden spatula, he simulated spanking him. How did I find this? I don't read these before, so. Okay. Well, I stood behind the. Okay, this is so graphic, I don't even know. Well, I stood behind the camera, clapping hands, wet hands, to simulate the sound of spanking. To top, this is horrific. What the heck? Am I in trouble? Okay, to top it off, me and GF shouted German sounding nonsense and they mimed their mouths. It's like giving South Park first episode, like. The quality of the video was horrendous, but the low resolution and frame rate actually created a believable trailer. So you admit it was believable. It was and still is extremely silly and overtop and should have been apparently fake to everyone, not to Farmer Bob though. He was totally convinced this was a genuine thing and he begged us to sell him some films. We agreed to do so, but only if he tried the homemade sugar nose sugar again. Holy, they are relentless. Like, was he
Like, okay, we never heard from him again after that. I'm guessing he finally realized it was all fake. He might have kept creeping in the chat room but using another name. We never got another report with his email though. And yes, this is a true story. Well, I would hope so, because this is so specific that if you came up with this alone in your basement and you were just typing this on Reddit, I would be like super concerned. Because this is so freaking random. And the payoff, it was cool when he went to the clinic and when he had to go to the clinic. But I really wonder what happened to him after this. And so, yes, it's a true story. The trailer was unfortunately on an external a dog ate my homework. A dog ate my homework. The trailer was unfortunately on an external hard drive that broke 7 years ago. Mm. Wish I could show you guys. This is totally a true story, but the video was on an external hard drive that got destroyed 7 years ago. So I hope to be able to extract it someday. But until then, you have my word of honor that this is a true story. Okay. I really love when people triple down on being like, this is real, please, believe me. What's the worst that could happen? Someone comments this is fake. You know? It's Reddit, babe. No one knows who you are. You don't have a profile picture on, unless you're one of those people that's like, can you r/roast me, r/hype me up, you know? Which is your own prerogative. But not, I would be willing to bet 99% of Redditors don't show their face or name or information online, which is kind of the point. How else are you supposed to Google search the most specific, embarrassing stuff of your life and get actual answers? Well, because there's no face attached to it. Well, that was reading the title of it, the story when me and my ex-GF tricked an internet creep into snorting baking soda. That is, I mean, I could have read that and probably had the same amount of payoff. This, to be honest with you, the story was not that interesting to me. You know, because the motive, the proximity, like if it was someone they knew, like that'd be extra funny, I don't know. I just feel like that's like a side note lore that's like not the most entertaining thing to me, but that's just me. I'm being a freaking hater. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm taking another quick break. Quickie breaky. And we'll be back. I'm going to do another Reddit story because I don't want to move my stuff over to the side of my bed. I think I'm gonna do one more Reddit story, guys, and then clean the rest of my room. And maybe I'll hop back on another stream later. But I don't want to just sit here like making everyone watch. Clean. Like the concept was good. This area was cool to clean because it's like it wasn't. And I'm learning, and it's the year of realizing things. So give me a minute. Hello? Guys, my freaking camera won't work. This keeps happening. Oh, guys, my freaking camera. I was testing my audio. Okay, guys, give me one freaking second. Bro. Oh my gosh, guys. So I had the viewfinder off. The thingy was close so the dark web can't spy on me. So essentially, whew. Okay, guys. Are you so excited for another one? Let's see. These are the most popular ones. Best posts. Who's deciding that? Let's go to. Ooh, there's a tab for controversial all time. Ooh, controversial of all time. This one is cheat on me. I will destroy your crushy life. Cushy. Cheat on me. I will destroy your cushy life. This is the title. In Pro Revenge, from Starlord 215. Cool name. Before I get into the revenge, let me preface it by saying this. The third party involved and I are still friends and still talk to this day. Also, English is not my first language, but I'm working on it. Guys, give it up. Like, I'm telling you, the average freaking American speaks worse than a non-native English speaker most of the time, especially when it comes to writing. You know what I mean? Like, you can beat yourself up, oh, I can't pronounce this, I don't know this, whatever. Like, bro, you're pretty much Shakespeare compared to compared to Americans. No shade, but sometimes we really actually just suck. Okay, this happened a little over, and not American, you know what I mean, native English speakers. I said Americans, and then I was like, wait, that's not what I meant. I'm PR trained. Just kidding. I just wanted to make that clear. This happened a little over a decade ago, and I had the perfect life. Great house, great husband, great car, great job. The American dream. Soon that dream turned into a nightmare when I discovered my husband was cheating on me. Oh, yeah, yada. It started small, basically the typical signs: coming home late, ignoring attempts to get intimate, making excuses, etc. Then, one day, I had a notion to go through his phone. And we're going through the phone. And we're going through the phone. I'm gonna share my opinion about going through the phone. A lot of people will come on and they'll pander. They'll hella pander. They're like, going through the phone is an invasion of privacy. I'm going through whatever. Duh. It's an invasion of privacy, but your phone is not technically, I mean, like notes app or like stuff like that. Your phone technically isn't a journal. It should theoretically be for communication, social media, all that stuff. But it's a tricky subject because you don't want people seeing some of the there's some private stuff on your phone, obviously. It's like your portal, it's like your virtual version of yourself. So I get that it is like I'm not advocating to go through a phone. Have I ever gone through someone's phone before? Little. I plead the fifth. I'm an opportunist, right? So like there was a bad relationship and there something was open. I was worried. I was like, it's like that meme though. It's like when you go through his phone, but he wasn't cheating on you. He was just talking shit about you to all his friends. So then I learned not to do that. And that was when I was a lot younger. So, okay, we're good, we're good now. But also, I'm in a like the best relationship ever in the whole entire world right now. And at the very when we were on our first trip together as a couple, we went camping and he was playing music. He was like DJing music from his camper. And so it was like for the whole campsite, we were like listening to his music. And my friend has a kid, and we really wanted to listen to this song, this children's song that slaps. Going on a bear hunt, gonna catch a big one. I'm not scared. What is that? Like, what is that? Why does it hit so hard? We wanted to listen to it. He was like so tired because I went on this like freaking megalodon bike ride, like mountain biking ride. I could never. It was like 15 miles, and he did it in jeans. He's like a really, really like established, he's like fit and he's like a good hiker and stuff, but he doesn't like mountain bike. Bro came back to the campsite in his jeans with his hands bloody, literally bloody, and then he was just like doo 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 doo, and then he got tuckered out. Naturally, I would literally have been so grumpy and so rude, and I would have fallen asleep immediately. He made it a long time, but then by the time we were like, "Can we change the song?" He was like, "I have to lay down and take a nap." So he's laying down in his camper, like it's not like a freaking huge like RV. He's like asleep. And then he just hands us his phone to play it because I'm like, can we listen to Going on a Bear Hunt, the children's song, really loud outside of your trailer? And he just hands us his phone and it was just unlocked the whole time. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So this is like the type of thing like there'd be no reason to ever like if you're in a relationship where you don't feel like if you're open about your phone, then that's just good. Then no one will go through your phone. You know? This guy's a cheater, so she's got probable cause. She's got hella probable cause, you know? But if you're a good stand-up person, no one's gonna go through your phone really, unless they've got like PTSD or there's something or whatever, and it depends on the relationship and yada yada yada. But there's no part of me ever that could ever imagine the need or desire to go through this man's phone because ask the audience here. It didn't lock all night. It wasn't on. He has an Android. I don't know how they work, but it was like on all night, like open. Cool. So that's my opinion, really quick, on if it's okay to go through someone's phone. Probably not. But like the people who are like, oh, I'm seriously the worst person for going. My husband was cheating on me with hookers like every freaking week, and he came home and I got gonorrhea, and I was just like kind of confused, like how I got gonorrhea if he hadn't cheated on me. So I just felt the need to maybe like check his phone, but I'm really bad. I'm so bad, and I just didn't mean to like violate his like personal his personal like place, and like I didn't. I just am the worst for even looking. Girl, you got Stockholm syndrome. That's when you can't go through a phone. You gotta get evidence on these people sometimes to get out. If they're dangerous, you gotta go you gotta know. So that's where I stand. Crazy tangent on that one. Okay. So she said I had a notion to go through his phone. Huge mistake on my part. It's never you never feel good after. Not only was he cheating on me, but he was doing so with a guy. 4 exclamation points. To be honest with you, that'd make things a lot easier for me. And I thought my ex-boyfriend was gay for a little bit, and I thought about it and I was like, because our relationship was really bad, and I was like, okay, okay. But then, if he was cheating on me with, he didn't cheat on me, but if he was cheating on me with a woman, like, I'd have been like, bro, because then you directly compare and you're like, it's a woman, bro. If you're cheating me on, if someone was cheating on me with a man, it would be absolutely devastating and shocking. But it would be better to me than having someone cheat on another woman personally because I'm like I don't have that part. So there's nothing I could have done. You know what I mean? That's just me. I'm okay with LGBT community. Okay. I'm okay with the LGBT community. A little more hype on my LGBT. Can we? A little more hype. Maybe she's got a phobia now or something. And I don't have a problem with my husband wanting to explore other sides. The problem is that he didn't have the ahem to tell me what he was doing. That'd be a weird conversation, not excusing his behavior. I had located the other guy and we became fast friends. Oh, this is spicing up. I found out via the guy that my husband had a grinder gay dating app and he hooked up with more guys together than the other guy. Together, the other guy and I came up with a plan. Okay, I think that every woman should play the grinder jingle in front of every man they know and just like not like in publics. You don't want to out someone. But I just think it's important you play that and just see if they look. Before going through someone's phone, I just would encourage you to just see if like they react in any sort of way to the grinder jingle. And then I think you can go from there. I don't think you really need to confirm. You know what I mean? If they're like wrap it up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because like I wouldn't know, like, you know what I mean? You don't know what you don't know. Remember that trend in 2020 where you'd play that one really, the main famous adult site? It's banned in my state, by the way. I live in Utah. That one thing, and people would play the jingle of that and see how people would react. Like, I did that prank to my sister and her boyfriend at the time, and they didn't move. They just didn't know. I was like, what in the wholesome's going on? So, like, you could test them in ways that's not so totally violating. Okay. Um, he had tricked my husband to agree to a hotel room that night for some alone time. In the process, he had gathered some very incriminating evidence of my husband's. What's the word for not being faithful? Being unfaithful? And thanks to my father, I had a prenup that terminated marriage of said lack of faithfulness. I think she meant to say if said lack of faithfulness had evidence. I just watched a YouTube video of a divorce lawyer answering questions, and he said that people write this in prenups a lot, but it is really hard to prove. So I really hope this girl gets her evidence. My doofus, nice use of the word, my doofus ex-husband showed up while I was hiding in the bathroom. But you know what? This is a little bit danger ranger because I know that she kikied up with this new gay guy and like they're friends or whatever, fast friends. But like, you never know. Like at the end of the day, like men are men. And when I tell you, I literally have one straight male friend. And I have legit 10 plus LGBTQ male friends. Okay, so this is like no shade, but I'm saying like you know what I mean? Like I'm talking like friends. This is no shade, but like they would admit it too. Like men are just men at the end of the day. Some of them, like a lot of them, and like there are a lot of men who like can be completely misogynistic and crazy violent to women even if they are gay. Like there's no like being gay does not it's like not sans male. It's not sans misogyny. Like everyone has to unlearn that. Thank God all of my gay friends love women because if they didn't, we'd have a problem. But yeah, so this is like for some like please like if you're listening to this at all, like don't do this. Don't do this unless you have like really good backup that you trust. Like this is a random guy she's meeting off of the internet to set up her husband who's cheating on her with a man. He could be completely like totally embarrassed and like ashamed, like have a bunch of trauma from like whatever being closeted and stuff like that. He could freak the fuck out. He could freak out and he could kill both of them and they could both freaking die. Or the other guy, he could be in cahoots with him and they kill the wife so they can take the freaking life insurance money and run away to combo together. So don't do this. It's not good. Hire another boy to do it. Like, I don't know. Okay, so, the other guy was playing his part well, telling my dope, she called him a dope, telling my dope that he was going to the bathroom to freshen up. That's when I came out with the evidence and the prenup, the section highlighted in the contract. I told him I was getting everything and he was done for. He bolted. Okay, at least we got a flight. We didn't get a fighter. We got a fighter. The fallout. When I took him to court for the divorce hearings, I had requested that I got the house and his car since it was in my name. So it's your house and car. Thanks to Daddy Dearest. Okay. I love my dad more than like anyone in the world besides my like siblings and stuff. But I would never call my dad Daddy Dearest, and she capitalized both words, so that seems just like a little weird, but whatever. That's a personal beef I have. It's just like annoying. I was the primary breadwinner of our family, so I got what I wanted and got to keep my assets. Good. He lost everything but his crappy Nissan. He gagged. And his clothes. Keep the clothes. What if she took his clothes? She's like, matter of fact, I'm trying to like get a little bit more like mask. I'm trying to wear these cargo shorts, girl. He had tried going back to the other guy, now my good friend. Ooh, but it didn't work. Okay, T. This is what dreams are made of. That would be so lit. See, thank God it worked out because if it didn't, like, can we just take a minute to acknowledge that my worry is valid? Like that could happen. And I'm not even like watching too much true crime these days. That could just happen. I just came up with that off the dome. In the end, my ex had to move back in with his parents, and I think he's working at Target last I heard. I don't care. Hell hath no fury like a Latina scorned. I knew she was Latina! He's working at Target last she heard. So, I really like that one actually. I really did like that one. I have a quick story time about so I'm born in Utah, raised in Utah. I was raised Mormon. And in the culture, it's common to get married very young. Who did that? Did I do that? Did I do that? Yeah, I did. So I got married to a little buffoon. The thing is as the years go on, I'm like, dude, it was a nothing burger. Like, he was just, we were way too young. He was a bad husband, I was a bad wife. Did it end very poorly extra because he completely lied to me on the boardwalk and then drained my entire college fund because he said he paid rent for the entire year because he had money because his anesthesiologist dad had passed away and left him $300,000, but he burned through the whole entire thing. And then all of a sudden, I was getting calls from the leasing office and they said, "Hey, you haven't paid your rent in a year." And he said, "What? We paid a money order check at the beginning of the year." And I was like, "Okay, well, they're just saying we need to find the like number for it or whatever. So what they're asking what bank you used." And he's like, maybe I think I used a bank when we were on the way to Colorado to visit my mom." And I'm like, "Well, what bank? Like you got a check for like $10,000 or more and you don't remember where you got the money order check from? Like that's kind of crazy." And then my dumbass kept being like, "What? We gotta locate this freaking check. Oh my gosh, these stupid freaking leasing people." So I'm out here literally ride or dying for this freaking idiot. I'm like, "Oh, what the heck? They lost my money order. They lost your money. You lost his money order check. And we paid, so you need to find that." They're like, "We do not have any record of it." And I'm like, "Well, either way, why did it take you so freaking long? Because it's at the end of the freaking whole entire year. End of the freaking whole entire year." So that was sat going for the whole year. Then I look at him one day on the couch. I'll never forget it in my life. I scan my eyes past the cat, past the fish tank. I look over and I say, "Did you pay the rent? Did you ever get the money order check?" And he was like, "No." And then he got a hunting knife from his from his cousin for Christmas or his birthday or something, and he was a faker. He grabbed it and ran into the freaking bathroom. And was like, I'm gonna. And I was like, "Oh my bro!" And at the time, I'm like 100 pounds heavier, right? So like, I'm just doing that for imagination purposes. So I'm like kind of big. He's like small. He's like skinny. So I'm like, he's locked himself in the bathroom, and I'm like, "Oh, just turn it out. Don't, you can't do this type of shit. Like, you need to talk to me, and what the fuck are you doing?" Because he's like threatening, like, to, do the big one. So I'm like, "Open the door, open the door. I'm gonna break this down." So my non derogatory, my big body is like, and I'm like 5'9", right? Open the door. And I get in there, and he is fake holding the knife like this. It was not a big knife. And it would not, I was just like, "Oh my god, I can't catch a fucking break." And then my grandpa checked out by the same way, not with a knife, but he chose to check out early. So he left me a trust fund. So I had enough for college, like for my one of the cheapest state colleges. So it wasn't like, you know what I mean? I didn't have like his dad, he said he like left him like a bunch of money. I had done 2.5 years of college and I had like $9,000 left for the rest of college. So I was like, "I'm good. Like I can finish school. Like this is perfect. My life's amazing. Like thank you, grandpa. Like why'd you die? But like thanks for like leaving me something. Like sorry. Like I don't even know." So I had to take all of that out of my trust fund, and the contingency for the trust fund was like you can only pay for a house with this or college until you're 25 or something. Then you can take it out and use it for whatever. But I was like 20. I was 20. Oh, it's just a baby. So I was 20. So I'm like, hi, can I get the money? And they're like, well, no. I'm like explaining my situation. I'm like, yo, so like, my name's on this freaking rental, and my credit's about to go in the poo poo toilet, down the poo poo toilet, down into the sewer, into and transfer all the way from Utah into the freaking New York sewer, and then come back up and be a spillage, and a rat's gonna eat it and die in it and fall back down, and it's gonna come back to my toilet and come out. So I need to pay this. And they were like, you can't. It's an estranged family member who ran the trust. So it was like, who is you? So then I was like, okay. It was like this. You know when like things where it's like, can I speak to your manager? Can I speak to your manager? And they're flipping out. And they're like, yeah, 1 second. Hi, how can I help you? Like they were the manager. That's literally what I did to my family member with this trust. I went, okay, I'm buying a house. Like, I was like, okay, what do you want? So then I was like, okay, well, I'm taking the money for the house to buy a home. And so then I finally got the money out, wiped out the rest of my college fund, had to pay off all that debt, and then, yeah, and then, um, that happened in like, hmm, no, I was 21, but that happened in February of 2020. Do you guys remember what happened in March? Do you guys remember? Piper, do you remember? So I'm like, we're both, mind you, like hella depressed. And he was like, so that happened, right? But overall, we were just so stupid. Like, we were just hella like being drinking, being degenerates. Like, we would meet up in the kitchen, listen to Tame Impala, and be like, hey, ooh, the down boom, boom, boom. Like he was a nothing burger. Like it was literally fine, right? So I was like not like preying on his downfall at the end, but like there was a lot of resentment there, and it was just like we were so sick of each other, but we were so freaking lazy. We had to deal with so much stuff, and I didn't want to move back home. I didn't want to deal with like going back into the world and like finding things on my own, like figuring out college and a job and everything. So we were just being lazy. And so we like stayed together in that house, and then the week that I was the the week, yeah, it was like I was 3 days away. I remember that weekend I was supposed to go back and move into my parents' house, and COVID came. He calls me, there's a virus. You can't go. I'm like, there's a virus. I can't go. What? And then I'm like, oh my, there's a there's a virus. What? There's a virus. He's one of those. He's at the Smith's marketplace buying the toilet paper. And I'm with him. I'm like, you gotta get some toilet paper now. Fuck, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So we're stuck in the house. We're stuck in the freaking house. I was about to make my clean break and we're stuck in the house. So dumb. Then after that, I ended up a week and a half or 2 weeks after like quarantining or whatever. I was like, I gotta go, bro. I can't deal with this anymore. Mind you, we're both talking to other people because we're just like whatever. Like, we're just like messaging other people. And so I moved back home, and well, I'm moving some stuff and I have to come back up for like all my other stuff. And I get a message on freaking Instagram from this girl who, mind you, again, I was about 100 pounds more than I am now, so this is for context, okay? I get a message from a random girl on Instagram, and because I had taken like my food from the fridge, and it was a picture of my ex-husband like it looking in the fridge, and she was like, "That bitch took all the sriracha and Frank's Red Hot." Um, Who are you? This fat bitch can eat whatever the fuck she wants because she bought the fucking Franks and she bought the fucking sriracha. What the fuck are you talking about? So anyway, it was like hooking up with. I wasn't hooking up with anyone. I was just like in messaging like my first boyfriend. It's like, I'm getting divorced. I'm sad. He was like, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. Everything gonna be okay. You know, I just want some attention. He was out here doing the thing, so I was like, oh, fuck you. So, so that happened. And so that pissed me off. That was like when I was like, dude, you're back to major off. Like you stole all my freaking money and you're a liar. And you got some chick message me, and he was like, and I look back and I genuinely know this was genuine. When I say it was a nothing burger, like we both knew we were getting divorced, like legit, like the second month we were married. Like it was so bad. Like we were just not compatible. But it wasn't in the way that we were, you know, when people are compatible enough to like fight a ton. Like we fought a ton, but like to fight like, "Ugh, ugh," and then you make up, and then it's like, oh, we made up. It was not like that. It was just like, bro, I'm so over you. Like, and he was like, oh, I'm so over you, bro. But then we would just hang out. We were just meant to be buddies. So he messaged me and was just like, he's like calling me. He's like, I'm so sorry. Like, that was so screwed up. I can't believe she did that. Like, I'm not gonna talk to her anymore because that's like gave me the major ick. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I said that you took the sriracha and the franks and I was roasting you for taking it. Like, that was my bad. But like, but she said that and that's like fucking crazy. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I'm like, whatever. Have fun, you two. At the time, I'm like, okay. So that's kind of how I was reacting. But then, so that next year, you know, the divorce effect, like I started having like a glow up. Like it was a rough year, but I started having a glow up. So we weren't like beefing to the point where we were like evil. So every so often, like I remember FaceTiming him like every 2 months and just being like like randomly FaceTiming him. He'd answer every time and I'd be like, hey. And I would just like look better and be like more fit. And he'd be like, whoa, hey, like, you doing good? I'm like, yeah, I live with my friends. Like, I'm my best friends. Like, I have a job. I'm working. I'm like smashed. I'm like really good. I'm eating healthy. I work out. I'm really amazing. So I flex on him. And he let that happen. So that was kind of cool. But then the last I heard of him, this is how I'm tying it into the story. The last I heard of him is he said, I said, what are you doing then? Where are you working? And his mom used to live in Colorado, Colorado Springs, such a beautiful place. And I thought maybe he'd move out there because his brother was out there. But he moved to Las Vegas. I was like, oh, you're in Las Vegas. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, where do you work? He was like, at a casino. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like, he was like 24, 25. I'm like, no, he's like dealing cards. He's like getting tips and chips. That's cool. I was like, good for you. And he was like, no, I work in the gift shop. I was like, I have to laugh. Because, like, you chose to do that. Like, he literally had, bro, when I say he got left all that money from his dad, he did. He just, like, spent it all on, like, God knows what. So I'm like, you made your bed. I'm gonna laugh when you're lying down in it. So I'm like, you work in the casino gift shop. In the gift shop. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, why'd you move out there? And he's like, well, just because we thought my band was gonna take off. Band did not take off. The lead singer is like, mind you, I have bipolar and I've had really long spouts of mania and a lot of hypomania, and I've had some a little bit of psychosis. That's another thing. But anyway, he's the same way. He's got the bipolar mania combo. He got the psychosis. So I guess they moved out there and he went freaking AWOL and just like went rogue and was like, ah, fuck the band, and like started being all delusional. I was like, okay. So his band got blown up. He moved there and then he just stayed there because, you know, he's still in that zone of just like, I'm gonna throw my hands up. I have no control over my life, which I was like really trying to lock in and learn that lesson to not be how I was in the relationship, actually do something to change my life. So I'm like, ha ha ha. At the time, especially because I'm like on my high horse. I'm like, so I'm like, you work at a casino gift shop. Wow, wow, wow. And I'm like, well, where do you live? Do you live with your bandmates? And he's like, well, no, because he went AWOL. It's like, where do you live? And he's like, I live in an apartment and I have a roommate. And he says the roommate's like a girl. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, so are you like with this girl? And he was like, no, she's 60. And I was like, what? And then I hear in the background some lady, and I don't know where she was from, but she had a super, super thick accent. And she was like, why are you not doing the dishes? There are dishes everywhere. Blah, 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 blah. She's like in the freaking phone call, just screaming at him, why you never do the dishes, like blah blah blah. And I was like, whoa, 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 nothing's changed for this guy. Nothing's changed. And that is quite literally the last time I had heard from him until this year. Well, 20 end of 2025. So I'm in the same boat as her when she's like, last I heard he's working at Target. Mine felt so good if I have to tell people about my ex-husband because it's like, last I heard he's working at a casino gift shop in Las Vegas and his roommate is a 60-year-old lady who yells at him. You know how awesome that felt? That was cool. But then it just does it I don't really, care anymore because like at the end of the day, he wasn't evil. He was just so freaking stupid. Like one of the most stupid, but whatever. So I'm like, oh, I hope he's doing good one day. Like I hope he's getting this shit together. He's still stupid. Guess what happened this last year? I had a really dark summer. Dark summer. Some bad stuff happened. So I was not doing well, and I got the opportunity to do a ketamine treatment. So I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta jump on this. So I did one at my doctor's office, and I bought a pack of three. So I did one. I was on my second one, and then I did the third one with my sister. We were both did it at the same time, and they let us be in the same room because you don't really like you're out, like you're like out. You can do it with a therapist and process it, but then there's some places that you just like do it, and they just let you like kind of just chill and like just like chilling, like or rolling free, and then you kind of process it after. So we're in the same room together. We come out of it and we're just like, wow, like holy, and it just helped so much. Like part of ketamine treatments though too, when people ask me about them, and one of my friends said this because I asked him how he felt about him doing it before I did it, and he was like, well, it's like, and he's like super honest and chill. He was like, well, when you do the ketamine treatments, and some people I've talked to, they're like really, I think personally, like kind of performative about it. They're like, I saw like this and this and this, and like it's giving like I did a bunch of acid people. You know those people. But he's just like a normal guy, and so he was like, it's one of those things where it's like because ketamine opens up the neural pathways in your brain, right? And the I guess how I would explain it and how I've had it explained to me in the past before is when it opens up, it kind of lightens the layers of habits in your head. Like, let's say the habits are deer trails. So when you have a habit, like if a deer is on the top of the mountain and it needs a place to go, it's going to run down the track that is most trodden down. So that's like kind of what this in essence a habit would be. So apparently this is just what I've been told. When you do a ketamine treatment, it kind of smooths those trails, and then wherever while your brain is kind of open for the next few days and during the treatment and stuff, you're sending deer down a different trail, a more positive trail, better, you know, like habits and stuff like that, and then it'll be easier to solidify those and also like grow over those bad habit trails and like trauma and stuff like that. So I'm like, wow. So I'm on the third one. I'm like, dude, this is freaking sick. Like I'm finally feeling better. Like I cannot believe this actually worked. Like holy shit. Like I cannot believe this worked. And then I get a message, and it was like almost as if God or the universe was testing me. It's from my ex-husband. I was like, what, bro? I haven't spoken to him at that time in 5 years. And it was like, "Hey, do you have my PS3 or PS? Yeah, PS3." I was like, "So my sister's there, thank God." I'm like, "Grace, what is this? Do you have my PS3? Let me see if I can find the message right now. One sec." Because this was one of the funniest things like that's ever happened. It was just so freaking funny. Let me look at it. Let me search his name. I got it. This is it. So it was an old PlayStation, the one that like looks like like a football on the side. You know what I mean? Can I have my PlayStation back? This was July 9th at 8:55 p.m. And I said, "Girl, I don't know who, what, or where that is. It's been like, what, 6 years?" And then he says, "Damn. Well, if you ever find it, please let me know." Okay. So I'm 27 years old. I've moved like a million times in between getting a divorce because I'm in my 20s, as one does. You move around and you do a lot of different stuff. I'm like, how the hell would I like why would I know where that like I moved 1,000 times. Like I've had my stuff in a shoebox. Well, because I had to move out because you made us in debt. So I literally said, he said, well, if you ever find it, please let me know. And I said, I won't ever find it, bruh. I'm all consolidated. Good luck out there, brother. So that's the last I heard of him. So my ex wasn't working in Target. He is living in Las Vegas with a weird roommate that's really rude to him, that's really funny, and he's working in a casino gift shop, and he needs his PlayStation back at his big age. I think he's 2 years older than me, so he's pushing 30. So that's my revenge story. That sometimes you just don't even need revenge. Things will sort themselves out. So anyway, that was kind of a random stream today. Lots going on. But nonetheless, I had fun and I'm gonna clean the rest of my room. I hopefully will have it clean tomorrow and then I can show off and everyone will be like, whoa, your room's so spick and span. Because maybe I'll show you the before I go, and then I'm gonna go. So, here's my bed right now. Wow. Here is my closet. Okay. Stuff on the floor. Stuff on the floor. Um, just straight up tons of shit on the floor. And there's like a bunch of plates with eggs and bacon on them. I'm like only into eating eggs and bacon these days. So that's what I'm working with now. Hopefully I can clean it and then tomorrow everyone can be proud of me. So that'd be cool. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for listening. I hope we had fun listening to those Reddit stories. I'm going to be posting these, and then I'm not gonna. I gotta stop over promising because it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna try to clip these more organized. If believe it or not, this was one of the more organized ones. I'm gonna try to clip these and make them into some sort of like a YouTube situation because I post these VODs, but then I'll clip them so they're easier to watch, so you don't have to wait until starting soon page while I go pee and drink water and like. So anyway, thanks for watching if you're watching, and I hope you have the best day ever.